Welcome to Astro Venture, the DSLR astrophotography channel.
Hey there, Astroventures, welcome back. If you're new to this astrophotography channel, my name is George, and this is the astrophotography channel for DSLR and mirrorless camera bodies, combined with the lenses we already own and a simple star tracker like the Skyguider Pro, or the Star Adventurer. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the William Optics base. Now, this is a popular upgrade for the Skyguider Pro audience, and the reason being is the stock base that comes with the Skyguider is, in my personal opinion, really inadequate. However, the William Optics, this thing's a tank. It's solid. It is a pricey piece, but it's well worth the upgrade. However, there is some maintenance that needs to be done with this, and I know that's not something that generally jumps to the forefront of our thinking. But I have found over the course of using mine, and I've been using it for, I want to say, more than a year now, little points that have loosened. So I want to go over the maintenance that I suggest and how to use this thing to get the best experience from it. So first off, let's start at the top. Here on the top, you have two 5mm bolts. They're Allen wrench bolts, and I have never had these two loosen. However, once a year I do check them. Moving from there, let's jump to the bottom, and I've actually covered this in another video, and it's this bolt here. Now, this bolt actually provides the block that the side screws adjust your William Optics base laterally. And I found this bolt to loosen up. It's a 3mm bolt. It should be just good and snug. And when I say good and snug, that doesn't mean grab the wrench and crank down on it. It's just good and snug. Now, additionally, because this one had decided to work loose, from there I decided to check out another bolt that's even harder to see, but through the center here. And what you want to do is loosen up your base, adjust it to 50 degrees. And the reason 50 degrees, and this is for us in the northern hemisphere, when you adjust it to 50 degrees, it will line up the 3mm Allen wrench that's through the center. And that moves a block on the inside of your William Optics base for adjusting the top for the vertical, okay? And that's a 3mm. Well, I decided to go ahead and check it because, as I said, this one had loosened, and I found that this one had loosened up as well. And I had started to suspect it, and initially what had brought me to this one having loosened was it just seemed that when I started to make an adjustment horizontally or vertically, I noticed that I seemed to have to turn it a little more than I thought I should before it actually responded. So I encourage you, 3mm, check this one, align your base to 50 degrees, that lines it up, and then put an Allen wrench down in there, tighten that one, and that one's also 3mm. And then finally, jumping over here onto the side, you have two more bolts, one on this side, one over here. Now, to actually snug these, you're going to need two 4mm Allen wrenches. You'll need to put one on each side and then tighten them. Again, this should just be lightly snug. Don't go cranking down on it because it's holding this assembly together to allow the vertical adjustment. So it's just good and snug. And then lastly, on your levers, there is a flat screwdriver slot for tightening those down. And to do so, you're just going to simply hold this lever, take the screwdriver, and just good and snug. Again, don't crank down on it. If you're popping the screwdriver out, twisting, you're doing it too hard. You're just holding it and good and snug. And so that covers all of the maintenance for the William Optics base. Now, what I want to talk about is using it. When you use it, First off, let's take a look at the vertical adjustment. When this lever is tightened down, it's just good and snug. I'm actually, just thumb and index finger snug. You don't want to crank this. And then using the lever for the horizontal adjustment, because I'm pretty much dialed into where I need to be, I actually don't ever even loosen this. And the same with the horizontal, because it never changes by very much. I actually just use the screws and adjust horizontally or vertically. And because these are not monster crank down, you can actually adjust them without loosening the levers. If I needed to make a big adjustment, I will go ahead and loosen those. And then, like I said, just thumb and finger, snug them down. And then, from there, any other adjustment is just from, the adjuster screws. And then lastly, for the horizontal adjustment, one, you've got this lever over here. And then over on the right, you've got this thumb screw to tighten things down. Let me move this out of the way. How tight should it be? That's a question that people ask. The way that I do mine is when I have the adjuster screws backed out so that they're not up against the limiter screw, I want to be able to hold the base and hold the top and slide this. I've got good resistance, but I can slide it. And that's about how tight I have this. If I'm really fighting to do it, then this is too tight. And then once I found that happy place and how I've got this tightened down, again, I just, with a finger, snug this down, call it good. So there you go. That's the maintenance and the use of the William Optics base. And I encourage you, check that out on the bottom, because if it doesn't seem to be as responsive, this screw is probably loosening. And if this one's loosening, I found the one in the center had also loosened. So if you're new to Astro Venture, I want to encourage you to check out our Facebook group, Astro Venture DSLR. And you'll find the New Moon crew there, as well as other people that are into our niche of photography with cameras and camera lenses and simple trackers. As well as, if you like this video, please consider sharing it, subscribing, and ringing the bell. Until next time, I want to wish you clear skies and uneventful nights.